You don't cause someone's bad behavior, but you may be enabling it. I have 5 points that I want you to really consider on this topic of enabling and thus facilitating bad behavior. Hello, I'm Dr. David Hawkins, Director of the Marriage Recovery Center and the Emotional Abuse Institute, where we specialize in all things pertaining to narcissism and emotional abuse. You don't cause someone's bad behavior. Let's get really, really clear about that. You do not cause it. They are responsible for their bad behavior. But I want you to think about 5 different ways that you may be enabling that bad behavior. And by the way, if you stop doing any of those 5 things, you may be having a positive impact on what they do and how they behave. All right, let's think about these 5 different ways that you may be enabling bad behavior. The first, getting hooked into an argument. Yeah, right. Getting hooked into an argument. Getting riled up. Getting agitated. Biting. Getting drawn in to a conversation you don't want to be having. You know, I talk about emotional quicksand. You know that feeling, that where you're caught up in a situation. You do not want to be having this conversation. You don't want to be engaged in this process, and yet you are getting agitated because you've gotten hooked into it. Are they doing something to hook you? For sure. For sure. But you can be very mindful about getting hooked, getting drawn into that situation. And you need to be very mindful about this, very aware and even wary about those kinds of conversations that you really don't want to be having. And you can be thinking about that. The second is giving in to what this person wants just to keep the peace. Oh, do I get it? Do I get it? It's so tempting to want to just keep the peace, to just keep the peace, to not rock the boat. And yet, that often enables bad behavior. The next is very similar to that one, and that is isolating and making yourself small, capitulating to that person just because it is so tiring to hold your own. So tiring, so exhausting. And so you capitulate, you make yourself small while they become larger and larger and larger. This narcissistic individual, it may be your mate, it may be your boss, it may be a friend, but they are so dominant and overwhelming that you shrink back. The fourth, protecting their reputation. Lying, being deceptive, covering up, pretending, all in an effort to not rock the boat again. Obviously, lying to save someone's reputation when they need to be experiencing the consequences of their own actions. And the fifth, any behavior that you do that takes on the consequences of their actions to save them from the hurt of their own choices and experiences. All right, so what is a healthy response to any of these 5 points? Number one, be very, very, very careful about emotional quicksand, getting caught up in an argument, getting caught up in a conversation that you do not want to have. The second, giving in just to keep the peace. Not a long-term strategy, folks. Not a long-term strategy. The third, please don't make yourself small in order to let that person suck all of the air out of the room. Hold your own. Stand your ground. Show up. Show up. Not in a dominant way, but show up. Remind yourself who you are, what you stand for, and then stand. Fourth, do not protect their reputation. Don't lie. Don't cover up. Don't make excuses for them. Don't do it. Let the chips fall where they may. And lastly, do not take on the consequences of their choices and their actions. Grow. All right. Look forward to hearing from you. Click on that link to subscribe to more videos. Send your thoughts. I want to hear what they are. I want to hear your reaction to these different points. I know none of it is easy. Click on the link to have contact with our client care team if you're looking for more services to help you in your particular journey. All right, take care, and as always, God bless.